Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we need to take a look at a bunch of Pokémon Prize Pack things. You see, these Pokémon TCG Prize Packs were revealed, I think it was only actually last week. And what we've basically seen since is they've actually started to make their way out to stores. We can see them in a little more detail. We can see a bunch of the cards that are included. And I, for one, am absolutely delighted. Now, before we get into a look at the cards specifically, I wanted to show off Viridian Forest, a very lovely British dude. Over on their Twitter, have gone and shared basically pictures of the kind of stuff they were sent. And what's extremely cool here is that they're not just showing off, they're not just sending out prize packs, although to be clear, they are sending out a bunch of prize packs. What they're actually doing is sending out a bunch of stuff. So you can see there's a whole bunch of stickers. And look, I've got young kids that are into Pokemon. I assure you, they adore the stickers. And the fact that stickers are included is honestly kind of a big deal to them. That they would not like this so much if there weren't stickers. So that's a pretty big deal. You've got the nice big fancy box to store it all in, which you know people are going to absolutely love. But one of the very coolest things they've actually sent out is this big magnet board, which just kind of explains all about it, and that is absolutely brilliant. And the lovely Stephen Kent, he of Playscape Games, and we'll be using some of their pictures in a minute, did say that official magnet board is absolutely massive, by far the biggest thing we've ever gotten for leagues in the UK. So that's kind of amazing. Do remember that every time a new set comes out, over in North America, they get these retail packages, and I have shown you some of them on this channel. Yeah, we don't get them in the UK. We really miss out. So starting to get some of this stuff in the UK is absolutely brilliant. And I told you about these prize packs the other day, and basically the deal with them is really simple. They are given out at leagues. Now, there is a weird thing going on. I know lovely Primal Lugia has talked about this. It's only, I believe, leagues that are attached to the right kind of shop. So I know there are some leagues, like the lovely Primal Lugia's league, who don't qualify, but did qualify for promos in the past, which I understand why Pokemon do it that way. They're keeping a bit of a tighter control on who gets these, because they're so cool and they're clearly spending a bunch of money doing this. And we all know there are a bunch of leagues that aren't really leagues, they're people. And the people get the league stuff and just go and sell it on eBay. And Pokemon don't want these people getting the prize packs. So the reason why these leagues get left out is essentially so that Pokemon can keep a tighter control of it. They're going to stop most of the nefarious people. They are in the crossfire going to end up hitting some real, genuine, nice leagues like the lovely Primal Lugia's league. And the people who are missing out for this reason do have my sympathy. It's not ideal, but it's one of those things. It sucks, but I do understand it, as much as I also understand that it is genuinely very, very sad. But anyway, going back to these prize packs then. You go along to your league, and you join in with your league, and you get yourself, and this might shock you, a prize pack. And they have, I think, 6 cards per pack, if I'm remembering correctly here. Yeah, 6 additional game cards per pack. And they're just extremely cool. And it seems to be, I don't know if you get a guaranteed V or VMAX in all of them, but I want to say that you do. Don't quote me on this one, all right? Don't quote me on this one. They may or may not have them in there. But we were told that they were going to be given out at leagues, and they are. And we were told that they were going to be containing a bunch of really cool cards, and I'm delighted to say that they actually are. Pokemon are making a real effort here to really make sure that the cards they're giving out are just good. So, for instance, if we have a look at the lovely Stephen Kent and what they've shared here, sure, that Gardevoir, the one from Chilling Reign, it's not great. It doesn't see a huge amount of play, and Boost Shaker's not proven to be great, but Rare Candy, that's pretty good. Holo Switch with League Stamp, and look, I am not going to sit here and tell you that Switch is some kind of like amazing game-breaking card and everybody needs Switch and all of that. But I 100% am going to tell you that Switch sees a huge amount of play. that Switch is absolutely one of the most played cards in the Pokemon trading card game, without exception, and that actually getting a really cool holo version of Switch, stamped with your Play Pokemon logo, that's just cool. And you know some people are going to want this. You know some people are going to want this in the deck. Now, we've also seen Leafeon VMAX in that same picture, and again, Leafeon VMAX is not exactly, well, I mean, look, let's be honest. It's not exactly the most played card. Now, it has been good in the past. Let's be perfectly clear. It has been good in the past, and, you know, having an attack that can take advantage of your opponent's retreat cost is pretty cool. So this is all lovely, and I like this. But we do also have to bear in mind it has kind of gone out of favour a little bit. But even so, this is still an extremely cool version of Leafeon. And for that, we've got to be grateful. Because this is fantastic. And the fact of the matter is that people are going to be turning up to their local leagues and opening the prize pack and getting Leafeon. And people like Leafeon. Leafeon is a very popular Pokemon, so getting one of these in there is going to be extremely cool. Now, we also saw Steven went and shared an image of Galarian Zigzagoon. That is a great card. That is a great card that sees a huge amount of play, because when you bench it, you get to drop a damage counter on one of your opponent's Pokemon. It's an extremely cool card. It sees a bunch of play for all the reasons we would expect. This is very, very cool. It's one that we're delighted to have. We've seen Drizzile from Sword and Shield. Yeah, that Drizzile. The one with Shady Dealings. And Shady Dealings sees a bunch of play. Now, admittedly, it's maybe not quite as, maybe not quite as popular as it has been. I think it's fair to say. I think it's fallen out of favour a little bit lately. But it's still an extremely cool card that sees a whole bunch of play, and the fact that you're going to be getting one of these, and I've already seen a bunch of people posting essentially along the lines of, oh man, I need to get some of those Shady Dealings for my deck. And I think yes. I think a lot of people do need to get this Shady Dealings for their deck, because it is just an extremely cool card. And then there are a bunch of others. This Charizard from Vivid Voltage has been shown, has been seen, which we like very much indeed. That's a very cool card. And again, it's Charizard, so people are going to absolutely love it. Don't forget, we've already had confirmation that the Charizard VMAX is going to be in there. Leafeon V and VMAX have been shown off. And again, I mean, Umbreon VMAX has got a really cool ability, but it hasn't really seen a huge amount of play in terms of competitive play. But still, it's a very cool card, and it's a very popular Pokemon. To go with Leafeon VMAX, we got Leafeon V. And remember, that's got the ability that can accelerate energy. And I've seen this see a bit of play. I have seen Leafeon V pop up in some decks to accelerate that grass energy. So that is really very cool. Both Shadow Rider and Ice Rider Calyrex V and VMAX. Now, I don't know if we've seen the VMAXs confirmed, but they do seem to be going for pairs. They do seem to be going for pairs of Vs and VMAXs, so I would expect them to be in there. Because remember, the whole point of these is to give people cards that they can be going to use at League. That's literally why they're in there. So it wouldn't really make a huge amount of sense to give you, you know, Leafeon VMAX but not V, Umbreon V but not VMAX. Like, if they're giving out these packs and they're trying to use these as a gateway for people to get into the game, or at least more into the game, make more decks, etc., it doesn't really make a huge amount of sense to start giving out Vs and VMAXs that aren't paired, so I can't imagine them doing that. But both Shadow Rider and Ice Rider Calyrex have seen a bunch of play, and at the moment, neither of them are amazing, but both of them have seen significant play and success in, you know, since they came out in Chilling Reign. And then we've got Galarian Zapdos V, that really good one that acts as if your opponent plays enough Pokemon V, a single energy counter to fighting weak Pokemon. That seems pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. This seems like the kind of thing that I can absolutely get behind. And remember, they're refreshing these every 6 months, although the first one is going to be a bit truncated so they can catch up a little bit. But essentially, these are being refreshed every 3 months. And this is just great. And I love that Pokemon are doing this. And honestly, I want to see this keep going. I want to see Pokemon keep doing this, because essentially what they're doing is saying, hey, all of you people that want to go to League and want to join in and want to get involved, now you can way more easily than you ever could in the past, and we're just going to make this super duper easy for you, and people are going to love this. And people are going to keep coming back to League for this. And if it sounds like I'm positively gushing about how great this is, yeah, you better believe I'm positively gushing about how great this is. Because what we've got here is something genuinely brilliant, that people are going to go to League and they're going to play a couple of games, and this might be somebody with a passing interest in the game. Somebody who's kind of, their friends have played it, or they played Scarlet and Violet and they thought they'd give it a go. And those people are going to rock up to League, and they're going to play a couple of games, and they're going to be given a prize pack. And then that prize pack's going to have a bunch of cool cards in, and some of them are going to be hollow. And there may well be Vs and VMAXs in there. Again, they seem to be one per pack, but don't quote me. I've not been able to open any of these myself, so I'm not guaranteeing that as it stands at the moment. But also, they're then going to go, oh, well, I can make a deck around this, and I can make a deck around this, and this seems really cool. And now all of a sudden, that person that casually rocked up to League to see what it was all about, and maybe borrowed a deck from somebody at League, is all of a sudden a person that's now hooked. Somebody that's going to keep going back to League, potentially for years to come. There might be people that end up winning regional championships in the not too distant future because they've ended up going to League and getting some of these prize packs and getting hooked. And I cannot say enough nice things about how cool this is. And I'm in, ladies and gentlemen. I am 100% all the way in. But I want to know what you think. Have you turned up to League? Have you gotten any of these? Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel. You can get some bonus podcasts where I answer all of your questions. You can join a Discord and chat with us. And you can get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Kenneth, who has been a supporter of ours for quite a while now, actually, and does seem to be a very, very lovely person. So thank you for all the support, and thank you for being a very, very lovely person. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.